Jungkook BTS has finally broken his silence, and the truth he revealed has left fans around the world emotional and shaken. For years, a quiet struggle was hidden behind his flawless performances, global success, and radiant smile. In this video, we dive deep into the moment Jungkook chose honesty over silence, uncovering the powerful secret he kept for so long. This is not just a story about fame, but about pressure, identity, and the courage it takes to speak out when the world expects perfection. Stay with us until the end to discover how Jungkook's words are changing everything, and why this revelation means more than anyone ever imagined. Jungkook BTS finally speaks out. The long-hidden big secret is finally revealed. For years, Jungkook of BTS has been known as the golden maknae, talented, disciplined, endlessly hardworking, and famously private. While the world watched him grow from a shy teenager into a global superstar, there was always an invisible wall between Jungkook and the public. He sang with raw emotion, danced with unmatched power, and stood confidently on the world's biggest stages, yet something about him always felt guarded. Fans sensed it. Media speculated about it. Industry insiders whispered about it. And now, after years of silence, Jungkook has finally spoken out, revealing a deeply personal truth that had remained hidden behind bright lights, sold-out stadiums, and constant applause. This is not just another celebrity confession. This is the story of a young man who carried an enormous secret while carrying the weight of global fame, expectations, and responsibility on his shoulders. When Jungkook finally decided to speak, it wasn't for headlines, controversy, or sympathy. It was because the silence had become heavier than the truth itself. From the moment BTS debuted, Jungkook was labeled as the perfect one. Perfect vocals, perfect visuals, perfect performance. But perfection, as Jungkook now admits, became both a blessing and a burden. Behind every flawless stage was a mind constantly questioning itself, a heart weighed down by pressure, and a soul quietly fighting battles no one could see. While fans praised his strength, Jungkook was learning how to survive the expectations placed upon him before he even fully understood who he was as an individual. In his recent revelation, Jungkook openly acknowledged that for a long time, he struggled with an identity crisis that went far beyond typical growing pains. Becoming famous at such a young age meant that much of his life was decided for him: what to wear, how to act, when to speak, when to remain silent. While the world believed he was living a dream, Jungkook confessed that he often felt trapped in a version of himself created by others. He wasn't unhappy with BTS. He wasn't ungrateful for success. But he was slowly losing touch with the person he might have become if fame had not arrived so early. What shocked fans most was Jungkook's honesty about fear. Not fear of failure on stage, but fear of stopping. Fear of rest. Fear of being seen as weak. He admitted that there were times when he pushed his body and mind beyond safe limits because slowing down felt like betrayal, to his members, to ARMY, and to the image the world had built around him. He smiled through exhaustion, performed through pain, and stayed silent through emotional storms because he believed that was what a strong idol was supposed to do. The long-hidden secret Jungkook revealed was not a single dramatic incident, but a long, quiet struggle with self-worth. Despite global recognition, awards, and millions of fans chanting his name, there were nights when he questioned whether he deserved it all. He confessed that he often measured his value solely through performance. If he sang well, danced perfectly, or received praise, he felt worthy. If not, he felt empty. This cycle, repeated over years, slowly shaped his mental health in ways he did not immediately recognize. Jungkook also spoke about loneliness, a word few would ever associate with someone so surrounded by people. Yet he revealed that being constantly surrounded does not mean being truly understood. As the youngest member, he often felt pressure to stay cheerful, energetic, and positive. He didn't want to worry his older members. He didn't want to burden staff. And he didn't want to disappoint fans who looked to him as a source of joy and inspiration. So he chose silence, believing that carrying his pain alone was the responsible thing to do. Another part of his revelation touched on creativity. Jungkook admitted that for a long time, he suppressed his own artistic desires out of fear of judgment. While fans praised his talents, he often doubted his originality. He questioned whether his ideas were good enough, whether his voice truly mattered beyond the BTS framework, and whether exploring his own sound would be seen as selfish. This internal conflict delayed his willingness to fully embrace his solo artistry, even when the world was clearly ready for it. What makes Jungkook's confession even more powerful is the timing. He chose to speak not at a moment of crisis, but at a moment of clarity. He explained that maturity did not come suddenly, but slowly, through reflection, rest, and honest conversations with himself and those he trusts. He began to understand that strength does not mean silence, and professionalism does not require self-erasure. For the first time, he allowed himself to exist as Jungkook, not just Jungkook of BTS. That he also addressed rumors that had circulated for years, about burnout, about internal struggles, about whether he ever wanted to walk away. Jungkook confirmed that there were moments when he questioned everything, including his future in music. But what kept him grounded was not pressure, but connection. His bond with the BTS members, his gratitude toward ARMY, and his rediscovery of music as healing rather than obligation became his anchors. Jungkook emphasized that speaking out was not meant to alarm fans, but to reassure them. He wanted people to know that growth is not linear, that even idols can feel lost, and that seeking balance is not weakness. He openly encouraged fans to take care of their own mental health, reminding them that it is okay to pause, to rest, and to redefine success on their own terms. The reaction from ARMY around the world was immediate and emotional. Social media filled with messages of support, gratitude, and admiration. Fans praised Jungkook not only for his talent, but for his courage. Many shared their own stories, saying his words made them feel seen and understood. Industry peers also expressed respect, acknowledging how rare it is for a global superstar to speak so openly in an industry often driven by perfection and silence. What makes this revelation truly historic is its impact beyond Jungkook himself. It challenges long-standing norms in the entertainment industry, especially within idol culture, where vulnerability is often hidden behind carefully curated images. Jungkook's honesty sends a powerful message: success does not cancel humanity, and idols are not immune to emotional struggles simply because they shine on stage. As Jungkook moves forward, he made it clear that this is not an ending, but a new beginning. A beginning where he allows himself to evolve, to make mistakes, to rest, and to create without fear. He expressed excitement about exploring music more freely, connecting with fans more honestly, and living a life that feels true to himself, not just impressive to others. This long-hidden secret, once buried beneath years of silence, has now become a source of strength, not only for Jungkook, but for millions who look up to him. By choosing truth over silence, Jungkook has redefined what it means to be strong in the modern era. Not flawless. Not untouchable. But real, reflective, and brave enough to speak when the world expects silence, and perhaps that is the most powerful legacy Jungkook is creating, not just as a global pop icon, but as a human being who dared to say, "I struggled, I learned, and I am still growing." Jungkook of BTS has finally spoken out, and his words have sent shockwaves through ARMY worldwide. After years of silence, hidden emotions, and unanswered questions, Jungkook reveals a deeply personal truth that had been kept behind the spotlight and global fame. This video explores the untold story behind his journey, the pressure of perfection, the silent struggles, and the emotional weight he carried as one of the world's biggest idols. More than just a confession, this is a powerful story of growth, self-discovery, and courage. Jungkook's honesty opens a rare window into the reality behind idol life, reminding us that even those who shine the brightest can face moments of doubt and loneliness. His words resonate far beyond music, touching fans who have walked similar paths in silence. Watch until the end to fully understand why this revelation is being called one of the most emotional moments in Jungkook's career, how it changes the way fans see him, and why this moment marks a new chapter not only for Jungkook, but for BTS and ARMY around the world.